This was a banger. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight and now flex. Flex the live is 1 in the 6. Fit the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This was a banger. First of all, shout out to all the participants on the card. I really got my money's worth. This whole card was really, really good. Thoroughly satisfied. More on it tomorrow morning. Well, I'm sorry, tomorrow evening. But let's talk about it. The main event. David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster versus Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. Benavidez with the victory. I picked Plant to win, but he didn't win. He had a great game plan. I factored in he had Breadman in his corner, but I did say that he would have to execute the plan that Breadman had for him. If you don't know, Breadman is the guy that was able to coach J. Rock Williams past Jared Swift Hurd, and he was the first person to get past Hurd when Hurd was like, he was on the brink of being real special at 154. And this guy, J-Rock was the last person I would think would knock Jared Hurd down and dominate him towards the end of the fight. And that's what he did. So he stopped that. He stopped that train before it got started. So I figured that with Redman and Caleb Plant's corner, he would introduce something to David that he never seen. And as you can see, this is the end of the fight right here. I took a picture off my television. It didn't really look like he was in the fight at all. David really did his thing. And here's what people underestimate about David. He has a very high IQ in that ring. He really does. He has a high volume of punches, right? But he was systematic in his approach. He throws flurries, but his punches are educated, if that makes any sense. He knows how to fight on the inside. Caleb, I don't think it was so much as him running out of gas in the championship rounds like people anticipated. I think that David was pretty much imposing his will, and he started to hurt Caleb down the stretch. And people picked him by stoppage, which he could have stopped him, but that was when Caleb Plant's IQ came up. Kenny Bayless, I don't know how he didn't take a point for the excessive holding, but let me take that moment to give Caleb Plant all the props in the world, man. I don't know where he goes from here. I don't think he's done, but listen, man, that guy has a beard. Other than the actual beard he rocks, the guy took some punishment. I don't know whether that cut on the bridge of his brow, I don't know if that was by a headbutt. I'm not sure. I have to watch it again. But there's a lot of fighters that would have just quit. I mean, I think after round 10, I really thought that I was going to see a towel get thrown in. But every time they broke them up, I mean, Plant was literally slapping Bayless's hands away like to get back at David, man. He really wanted all the smoke, man. He exhausted plans A, B, and C. All he was operating off of was pure heart and grit. So salute to Caleb Plant. I'd like to see him again. Against who? I don't know. But salute to David Benavidez, man. He did his thing. He imposed his will. He was indeed a monster tonight. Now, he didn't get the stoppage, but that's not to take anything away from him. Caleb Plant is a tough guy. And he called out Canelo Alvarez. He said, I don't think he's ducking, but this is the fight that everyone wants to see, and I agree. I will say this. Here's my opinion. As far as Canelo Alvarez is concerned, I don't see him doing anything significant at 175. Benavidez destroys him. Bivol beats him again. This John Ryder situation, everyone's picking him to win. I'd be lying to you if I told you I was super duper educated on John Ryder, but they're picking him to win. But for all we know, I don't know. John Ryder might have the night of his life, but we're not anticipating that. So in the event he gets past John Ryder and, Canelo's Canelo, this right here, come on. This is the fight to make. Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, man. Come on. Come on. I mean, in all reality, I don't know what Canelo does. If he beats John Ryder, what does he do? I don't want to see a Benavidez fight. I'm sorry. I don't want to see a Bivol fight. He can't beat Bivol, man. I don't want to see it. It might sound sexy, but look, man, you lost to the better fighter. Fine. It was at 175. At least you have that excuse for you. Although you knocked out KK Kovalev, but that's neither here nor there. We need to campaign for David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez after he takes care of his John Ryder business. Enough's enough. All right. Pass the torch, Canelo. It's right here. It's right here. Floyd did it for you. And I know you say you don't want to fight Mexicans, but who else you going to pass the torch to? And, technically David's not Mexican. He's American, but whatever. I could dig it. He could rep that flag. I'm perfectly fine with it. I have no beef with David Benavidez, man. He's an exciting fighter. He's at 168. He's here, baby. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So after John Ryder, granted Canelo successful, get in the ring with the Mexican monster. Let's see what happens, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!